So as y'all can see, your boy got the fresh cut, feeling fresh. Still got the zit on my head though, but going for my normal walk around the neighborhood. Let me put this down. But I just want to talk to you guys today about ego lifting, because it occurred to me that, you know, I haven't really lifted crazy in about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But I see a lot of guys that ego lift in the gym, and don't get me wrong, I used to ego lift back in the day when I was in high school. You know, I came into high school benching over 200. I think I was probably about, well, I'll make it like I was way over 200. I was like 205. I was barely over 200. But I came into high school with some pretty strong lifts. I was just dedicated to getting, you know, strong and muscular. But I kept that same mindset all the way throughout high school. Of course, until I was about, I'd say probably about 21 years old. And then when I got to be about 21, because that was the time when I turned pro. When I turned pro when I was 21, it occurred to me that, you know, I was young. I know that sounds funny, but it occurred to me that I was young and I still had at least 30 to 40 to maybe even 50 years of training ahead of me if I wanted to, you know, continue to go down that route. And I was just kind of like, you know, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense for me to keep tearing my joints up. So I stopped doing some of the lifts that you'll see a lot of guys that do in the gym that are ego lifters. I haven't bench pressed in over a year, just simply because I use dumbbell chest press. Those are, in my opinion, better for development. And plus, not to mention not doing bench pressing over a year, I just haven't gone super heavy. I focus a lot more on getting the blood into the muscle and a lot more volume training. You know, a lot of guys, when you're out and about, when you're a muscular dude, and they'll say, "Hey man, how much you bench?" or something. I get those questions all the time. I can't even answer it anymore. I threw 275 on the bench earlier this week too. That's what made me think about making this video. And I did a set of 8 just to see if I could still do it. But other than that, I mean, guys, you got to think about, you know, how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're older or if you're younger. If you're younger, you have to think about the fact that you still have a lot of time under your belt to continue to train. You still have a lot of time ahead of you to continue to train. And if you're older, you have to understand that you're getting older and that your joints aren't as fresh as they were when you were younger. So this is all these things are things you need to take into perspective when you go in there and you're just tearing it up, you know, day in and day out. As far as squats, I squat once every blue moon, but for the most part it's going to be lunges, not super lightweight, but, you know, medium heavyweight lunges, and it's going to be leg press. Simply just because some of these training habits switched up too, because I became a bodybuilder and I knew that I had to train a different way. And I know I needed to incorporate more isolation movements into my regimen to sculpt my muscles and develop my muscles and hit them at different angles. But that's just something that you guys need to think about. Is just, you know, if you're 15 years old, dude, you got like at least 50 years under your belt if you want to continue to just keep going at it. So I mean, you gotta train smart. And the older and older you get, I feel like a lot of people start to think about these things. Some people it doesn't click. That's why I'm putting this video out for you. You do need to think about, you know, what you're doing to your body, because at the end of the day, I know a lot of you guys hear a lot of older people that their joints are aching and stuff like that. And you're thinking at the current moment. So you're kind of like, you know, their joints are aching, but what about when you get older? That could be you, you know. And aches and pains come naturally as we age, but you want to minimize that. Not saying that you need to quit bodybuilding, not saying you need to quit weightlifting, you know, whatever sport that you play, but it's good to be smart and proactive before we get to the point where we can't take any of that damage back. Good supplements like MSM, glucosamine, chondroitin, all these things are good to help with joint support, so I recommend that you get that as well. But train smart, give your body the proper nutrition that it needs to be able to recover from these workouts that you guys are doing, and make sure to get proper rest. Now, that is something that I need to follow my own instructions myself. There's been some nights where I get maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep just because I just like to stay up and really read books and like just do a lot of different stuff, work on client stuff, emails, all kinds of stuff. But it's really hard for me to sleep because my mind is always going and going and going and going and going. So for me, I have to take a second to think about it before I go to sleep. Take a second to relax my mind. That's what I've been trying to do here lately. But the sleep is probably the most important part, whether you're trying to gain muscle and build or whether you're trying to lose fat and cut. So always making sure that you're taking care of your body in all the ways possible is the smartest thing to do. But that's pretty much what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. You know, just make sure that you're keeping in mind that, you know, you are going to get older someday and that your joints can ache too. You're not invincible. Usually, you know, during those younger ages, 15, 16, all the way up to even mid-30s, you feel like you're, you know, invincible. So you will get older one day, and it's good to be proactive and smart now. So I hope you guys, you know, enjoy this video. Peace.